And look, this is a question that the folks at OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, are really wrestling with. They get the problem. They're trying to build tools that go way beyond just spitting out solutions and instead help people actually make sense of things. So what's their solution? Well, it's this study mode, and the whole philosophy behind it is different. It's not about helping you finish your homework faster. It's designed to help you learn something new, to be more like an interactive guide, a personal tutor, not just a fancy answer key. Okay, so enough theory. What did this actually look like when someone uses it? Let's find out. We're going to follow a student named Parker as he decides to use this new tool to learn a pretty tricky subject, game theory. Right off the bat, Parker sets a really clear goal. He doesn't just say, hey, what's game theory? Nope. He tells the AI, you are going to be my teacher, and asks it to create a plan. He's basically hiring it as his own personal tutor. And this is where it gets really interesting. The AI's first move isn't to just dump a bunch of facts. Instead, it lays out a whole lesson plan, a roadmap. You can see it moves from the basics to classic examples all the way to how it applies in real life. That right there tells you this is a totally different kind of conversation. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. The AI doesn't start by lecturing. It starts with a question. It asks Parker what he already thinks. No need to be polished. It says just get it out. It's trying to get him to engage his own brain first. So after Parker gives his first thoughts, the AI comes back with this really clever follow-up question. It's a classic Socratic move. It's not correcting him. It's gently guiding him to figure out a super important distinction all by himself. Boom. Just like that one little question leads to this huge aha moment, it makes it crystal clear for Parker and for us too. Game theory isn't just about random chance like rolling dice. That's probability theory. No. Game theory is about strategy when your decisions bump up against the decisions of other people. Okay? So that whole back and forth is pretty amazing, right? But how does it work? What's actually happening under the hood that makes this kind of smart, structured teaching even possible? This isn't just the AI making things up as it goes. It's actually guided by real principles from learning science, all developed with actual teachers. Things like manage cognitive load, which just means, don't dump too much information at once, or develop metacognition, which is a fancy way of saying helps you think about your own thinking. That's exactly what we saw with Parker, and it's not just us who think this is a big deal. Experts in education are taking notice, as Robbie Toney from Common Sense Media says. The point here isn't for the AI to do the work. The point is to get students to think critically about how they learn, and that's a skill that's useful for, well, everything. And what's really cool is that students who've actually tried it feel the exact same way. I love this quote from a college student, Noah Campbell. He says it's like having live 24/7, all-knowing office hours. It's not just about the information, it's about the constant access to an expert guide. So, okay, we have these big ideas, but how does that translate into actual features? You can see it right here. It's a mix of things working together. But look at this. Interactive prompts and scaffolded responses make up more than half of the whole experience. That tells you everything. The system is designed to get you involved and break things down, not just sit there and wait for you. Let's just double click on one of these for a second. Scaffolded responses. Scaffolding is just a way of saying it gives you support. So instead of hitting you with a giant wall of text, the AI breaks down information into smaller, more manageable pieces. It helps you build your understanding one step at a time so you never feel totally overwhelmed. So this is all pretty impressive, right? Believe it or not, this is really just the beginning. The team behind this already has a pretty clear idea of where they want to go from here. Essentially, the plan is to make all of this even smarter and more seamless. So right now, study mode is kind of like a special set of instructions. You give the AI in the future, that teaching behavior will be baked right into the main model. And imagine going from just text to really clear visuals, or having the AI remember your learning goals from one week to the next. And the way they're going to get there is actually pretty simple. They learn from real students. Every time someone like Parker uses this tool, they get more data on what works, what doesn't, and what actually helps people learn. All that feedback is what's going to make the AI better for everyone over time. So all of this leaves us with one last big question, and this one's for you. Seriously, think about it. If you had a personal, always-on tutor that knew everything about any subject you could possibly imagine, what would you want to master first? I mean, from music theory to astrophysics, what would you pick? The possibilities are kind of mind-blowing.